Hello, class. Last week. Woohoo! I'm kind of sad. I really enjoyed this class, but almost another class done. I'm excited. So, reading through and doing a lot of the work with this chapter 8 from Success to Significance book, I realized it was more for the guy was writing to people who were waiting on their second half of life, and I'm not there yet. At least I hope not. Anyway, I did that MAP assessment. I did a transferable skills survey. It told me stuff I already knew about myself, but like in nice, organized chunks, and that was really cool. And I thought it was challenging to actually like think of a personal statement and think of goals and think of things that you're good at and that you want to do in like a near future versus doing it like later, like thinking about it like long term, like, ooh, maybe I'll get to that, maybe I'll do that one day. But no, like putting 5 goals and getting them done in the next year or two. So here are my 5 goals. Sorry about that. I tried to do a different lighting thing, and that light was just too bright and right in my pupils. So I didn't like that very much. Number 1 for me, make a consistent spiritual routine. Then engage my pathways and add in a spiritual discipline. I've written about those in my papers, but I'm an enthusiast, a sensei, and a contemplative. And I need to work on solitude, fasting, and I think probably like submission as well. Just remembering off the top of my head. But make a consistent spiritual routine. My interactions with God are daily, and I try to grow myself spiritually daily, but I'm inconsistent with how I do things. And that's just kind of me in a nutshell. I'm inconsistent. One week I'll be doing like all this stuff, and then the next week I'll do something completely different. Or my days won't be lined up perfectly. Like I'm eccentric to the point where I have to do everything like to get ready in the morning or whatever in a certain way, but when it comes to working or doing schoolwork or doing my spiritual disciplines or whatever, they're kind of all over the place. So I need to have a consistent spiritual routine. Second, I need to give the proper quality time to my wife to be able to love and lead her in the way that I'm supposed to so that we can grow up together. And also continue to be a good father to my daughters. People tell me I'm a good father. They're almost 2 and 1, so I think they think I'm a good father. They don't really know yet. But I want, as their personalities are developing and as they are growing up, I want them to know that I'm a good father and I'm a good representation of God, because people look to God the Father through their own earthly father, and I want to be a good example to them. Third, I need to get in a workout routine and get in a healthy routine. I'm blessed with a great metabolism and not too many predispositions to any bad diseases. However, I don't have a solid workout routine, and I don't have a solid eating pattern, and I drink a lot of these. This is the Coca-Cola. I drink at least 2 of these a day. That's not good. I shouldn't do that to my adrenal glands, my stomach, my esophagus. I shouldn't do that. Or to my kidneys. It's too much filtering. But I know that I can do a workout routine and can eat well because I've done it before. I just need to do it again. I don't need to do it for vanity's sake. I don't need to do it to make sure that I'm not gonna like get high blood pressure or something, but I just need to do it because it needs to be a part of my life, so that it's easy as I get older, as I'm getting older. When things come at me, I'll be able to, have a workout routine and a health regimen already in place. Next, this one's a tough one for me and my wife. We've been doing it though, making financial goals of spending less and saving more and paying off debt. Now we have a lot of debt. We're millennials. We went to a private Christian school. I have a ton of loans. And she has a lot of loans through a master's degree she started. And we have a house. But we just paid off our car. And we just paid off our consumer debt. Yay! There are some blessings with tax returns and having children. And education credits, too. It's funny how the government works with taxes and everything, but it was to our benefit, and we've been able to pay big chunks down. So we're really thankful for that. But we need to be able to save for a bigger vehicle, a second car for our family, because we have a small car that I drive to and from work, and I can take the girls to daycare. But all four of us with stuff, it doesn't work. It doesn't really work, especially if we want to expand our family, and we do. But in the years to come, we'll need to get a bigger vehicle, and a bigger vehicle that can hold all of us and hold all of our stuff when we go visit my family in Indiana, or even go on a vacation. That's just unheard of in our family. We don't go on vacations. So we want to be able to make those goals so that we can live our life the way that we need to, or the way we want to even. And finally, this is my speaking to my strengths as a people person, someone who desires people to grow and know themselves spiritually as well. I want to continue to be a good spiritual leader to our youth group. In a couple years, some of these kids will be graduating, and I want them to have their own faith. I want them to have that and take it with them as they leave their parents' house, because it's so key to have your own faith, especially when you don't have your family to constantly fall back on. And maybe they're going out of state, or maybe they're going to a new city, anything like that. But I need to make sure that my wife and I are giving them their own faith, and we try to. I think we're doing it. It's just slow, how that is in ministry. Some things are slow. I don't like that. And another thing that I realized, one of my passions that's been developing, is that I desire for married couples to be healthy. My wife and I went to counseling a few years ago, and it was the thing that saved our marriage. We both healed from the wounds that we had done to each other, and from wounds from family and from friends and from strangers and from whatever life circumstances. But we've recently been seeing a lot of marriages kind of come undone, and some of them are building up the pieces well, and some of them aren't so much. And I think a lot of it is to do with the inherent strength of the masculinity of the men in the relationships. As a person who's come to terms with his version of masculinity, and who is finally free and bold enough to just express it and not worry about what people think about it, I want to pass that on. And I'm just patiently waiting for God to open up the doors for that, to bring in the men in our church around my age, most of them older, to be able to engage with them and teach them and help them heal and help them grow. That was something that I figured out through reading this chapter. And I know I'm gone over time, but there's just so much to unpack, and I feel like I haven't talked to you guys really much at all. I mean, discussion boards, yes, but watching videos of each other, I think is way better. Anyway, those were my 5 goals, and a little bit more about myself and my family and what I'm looking forward to in the near future. I hope you guys do well at the end of this week. I know it's a lot to do, but all of it we've done before, all of it we've written about, all of it we thought about before. So it's just putting that into an organized piece of paper. God bless you all, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.